to Dallas Cowboys. I know you guys been fucking waiting for this one here in a diehard Eagle fan talk with the Cowboys. So, before you guys smash that dislike button, if this video reaches 30 likes, we'll upload the new video next and we'll get out of this scum. If we reach 50 likes, the new video will come immediately. We'll have to wait a little bit. As always, subscribe to Beast Mode TV. Try and hit that 10K sub mark by Madden 16. And without further ado, jumping on the Dallas Cowboys. Dez Bryant, 97. Okay, I'm going to try to be serious here now. I'm trying not to be biased. Dallas Cowboys were the better team than Philadelphia last year, and I can rightfully admit it. You guys fucking deserve to beat us. We played like shit. Dez Bryant, 97 overall, phenomenal wide receiver. Bit of a crybaby, but, you know, when he's on his game, there's not a more dominant wide receiver in the NFL. Tyron Smith, I would say, is top 3 left tackle in the NFL right now. Jason Witten, ageless wonder, one of the few Cowboys I can say out in public that I respect. Just an absolute workhorse at tight end position. Tony Romo had a pretty solid season last year. Definitely lived up to his expectations. 93 overall there. Dan Bailey, one of the best kickers in the NFL. 93, going to the biggest legs. I think he had some fucking good kicking record going on last year. Then Travis Frederick, we'll show this one. Travis Frederick and Zack Martin, 2 phenomenal young offensive linemen. Even though I'm pretty sure Dallas gets away with the most offensive hold penalties in the NFL. But that is neither here nor there. And just before I get into the quarterback, we start going through positions. I just got to get something off my chest regarding the playoff run. Everyone is saying, C4 on social media, what do you think about the Dez Bryant? Where he didn't get they said that rule was fucking stupid. I'll say that. The whole, didn't keep possession shit. They got fucking robbed on that one. That was a really, really bad call. But that not pass interference call that was fucking horrendous in the Detroit Lions game, that was just karma. As much as Dez Bryant fucking them over from moving on in the playoffs was shit, the fact that no pass interference, which prevented the Lions from beating them, was equally as shit, equals each other out. So, fucking move on from it. You guys were lucky enough to beat the Lions with that bullshit call. So karma came back and kicked your ass against the Packers. So, jumping right in now to the ratings here. We gave Tony Romo a 93. Very, very solid season last year. Really, really cut down the turnovers. 3,700 yards, 34 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Going to be interested to see if, this is the new Tony Romo hitting his, his peak at his mid-30s, or if he's going to revert next year to be a turnover machine. It's really, really hot and cold. I really think that I'll get to it when I do the next position, but I really think the lack of DeMarco Murray back there is going to really force Tony Romo to, have some. There's going to be a lot more pressure on him, and I think when he has all that shit going on in his head, that's when he's going to start fucking up and throwing costly turnovers. But it's going to be interesting to see. Then at the running back position, obviously they're rolling the dice with DARREN McFadden. They're trusting that their offensive line, much like Chip Kelly trusts that anyone in his offense, he'll be productive. Dallas is going with where we at running back. Doesn't matter who is going to be able to come in and pretty much replicate what DeMarco Murray has. I think that's incredibly naive. I like Run DMC as much as the next guy. Really hope for him to stay healthy, but I do not see him in any way touching the 1,800 yards and 13 touchdowns DeMarco Murray had, especially the number of carries. DeMarco Murray was 400 carries. I don't think DARREN McFadden has 400 carries in the last 5 years. So I don't know. I like DARREN McFadden. Like I said, I hope Dallas sucks, but I like DARREN McFadden. But I think that's just really, really naive for them not to go after one of the top running backs in this year's draft. Fullback, you got Jed Collins, again, one of the better tight ends, or better fullbacks in the NFL. We gave him an 82. Then looking at wide receiver, you got Cole Beasley, who 100% in real life looks like Robin Steele, FYI. 77, one of the best slot corners in the NFL, especially in the NFC East. I'd say debatably is the top slot corner in the NFC East. Terrence Williams had a bit of a down year last year. 600 yards, 8 touchdowns. Obviously, they're kind of hoping him to be, try to replicate and at least keep pace with Odell Beckham Jr. and Victor Cruz this next coming season. I think Terrence Williams is very, very solid, but he does drops, has quite a few drops. Could tighten that up a little bit, but obviously has the size, height, speed that you're looking for. And then, of course, the crybaby himself, Dez Bryant, went off last year. 88 receptions, 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns. So we'll fucking trade you. We'll trade you someone for Dez Bryant, guys. Philly will shit someone up there. Dez Bryant's a beast. I know there's some contract issue stuff going on there, but clearly they're really stuck between a wall and a hard place, picking between DeMarco Murray and Dez Bryant. They made the right call. Even though DeMarco Murray is top 3 running back in the NFL right now, especially for a north-south runner, Dez Bryant, it's much, much harder to replace a Dez Bryant. They did the smart call there. Tight end, Jason Witten, phenomenal tight end. Always is really up there. Pretty much getting 60, 70 receptions, 7, 8 yards, 5 touchdowns is pretty much standard now. He is getting a little bit older, but still probably debatably the best catching and blocking, well-rounded tight end in the NFL. Still, left tackle Tyron Smith, obviously 95. This whole Dallas Cowboys offensive line is pretty sick. Left guard Ron Leary, 81. I have on these rosters Lael Collins as a free agent, 78 overall. But for some fucking reason, the salary cap, just like outside of career mode, is fucked up. So it wouldn't let me sign him to the roster. But I think that was a solid sign. I don't know why the fuck he chose to go to Dallas. Philly was interested. But I could see Lael Collins coming here for Ron Leary, starting at guard. Then at center, you get Travis Frederick. We gave him a 90. Right guard, Zack Martin. Phenomenal year, even though he gets away with fucking... Actually, that's Doug Free that gets away with the holes. We'll get rid of Zack Martin. Phenomenal pick. Really liked him in the draft. 89 overall here. And then right tackle, the holding machine himself, Doug Free. My God, holds every goddamn play. But 84, he still gets the job done, I guess. Kind of reminds me of the same kind of reputation that John Runyon had for Philly back in the day. Not the prettiest of offensive line, but it gets it done. Now look at the defensive side of the ball. DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm pretty sure, is he Canadian? One of these guys. I'm pretty sure DeMarcus Lawrence is Canadian as well. Out of Boise State. I believe he really came on in the playoffs. Don't quote me on this. I believe he had a pretty solid playoffs. We gave him a 76 overall. Obviously, I could hope for a big second-year sophomore leap for him. That right defensive end. They got the woman beater, Greg Hardy. I believe he got a 10-game suspension. I don't think that'll get overturned. There's too much information there. But that means the last 6 games, I don't know when Philly plays Dallas actually, but the last 6 games, I wouldn't be surprised for him to get 6 sacks, a sack a game. He's an absolute beast, but shitty human being. Absolute shit human being. I don't know why. Well, obviously I know why. Dallas Jerry Jones just doesn't give a fuck, but absolute just shit human being. And then to pair with that, you got Randy Gregory. Just fucking idiot. Randy Gregory, I didn't like Randy Gregory. I thought that definitely was a first-round talent, but he takes off way too many plays. Just before all the off-field stuff, I watched probably 3 or 4 Nebraska games. He does get after the quarterback, but he takes so many goddamn plays off. Just a really poor work ethic, and obviously very stupid off the field. He definitely, I don't think Dallas is the best team to go for him. Obviously, if he does pan out, you guys get an absolute fucking steal. But I think that all the off-field stuff, guys like Dez Bryant, who's a me-first diva, it is what it is. He's a me-first diva. If you love Dez Bryant, you're a Cowboy fan, you can't acknowledge he's not a me-first diva. Then you got Greg Hardy, who has all his off-field issues. You got Rolando McClain, who's had a fuck ton of off-field issues. Those 3 guys, that's not the greatest environment for a player that seems to be pretty much mentally unstable. But like I said, if he does pan out, you guys you got robbery. You got fucking robbery getting a guy like that in the 2nd round. So nice job there, but I don't think it's going to work out. Defensive tackle, Tyrone Crawford. Maybe he's a Canadian one. Is he the guy I'm thinking of? One of these, so many fucking Crawfords and shit. Tyrone Crawford, last year 15 starts, 3 sacks, 35 tackles. Absolute beast. Looking at left outside linebacker, Anthony Hitchens. We gave him a 76 overall. 80 tackles last year, 1 interception. Solid player, especially for a rookie. Like I said, a lot of these guys in Dallas, on paper last year, Dallas was fucking horrendous, but they went out and played really tough, really good football, no-name football, not a lot of, big-time players that are going to strike off the board for, oh my God, that guy's phenomenal. But, very solid player. Then we got Rolando McClain here, 85 overall. Really came out of nowhere to have, I walked right off the street, ended up having almost 100 tackles, 1 sack, 2 interceptions. They re-signed him, but like I said, not the greatest locker room character guy, but really making the most of his second chance here. Now for right outside linebacker, Sean Lee, still gave him an 88, hasn't played the last 2 years, been struck by injury, but I think that, if he can stay healthy, he's one of the best pure linebackers. I didn't know he actually was a right outside linebacker. I thought he was a middle linebacker, but absolute beast. That's why I think 88. I'm still gonna trust him. I'm still gonna trust that he's gonna be able to regain his form and be like he's a 150 tackle plus a year guy. Not only at corner, Brandon CARR. We get Brandon CARR at 84 overall. Statistically, he's not popping off the sheets. I think he had one. He didn't have an interception last year, but he's much more of a corner. A shutdown guy. He's not gonna show up a whole lot on the stat sheets. He's getting paid a fuck ton of money, so it's gonna be interesting to see how he performs this year. Then you got Orlando Scandrick, a little bit better on the stats sheet. Last year, I think he had 2 interceptions, played a whole lot of games, 16 starts. Just another solid corner. Oh my God, there's a lot of Boise State players here. And then they got Byron Jones, the guy that I wanted Philly to get the most in the draft. Bit of a project guy. I think Byron Jones will start. He's just so freakishly athletic that he should start. But I think with, he's going to take him a bit. It's going to take him a couple games. But I think with the signing of Byron Jones, he can play safety. But he'll probably be there for the corner. I think the Mo Claiborne experiment is done in Dallas. Yeah. Free safety, you got J.J. Wilcox. Last year, J.J. Wilcox, 3 interceptions, 70 tackles. Another one of these no-name guys who came up out of nowhere and really overplayed his name value. And that's what you need from players. You need to get the most of these guys that might not be, the biggest of guys. Very solid season. And a strong safety, Barry Church, 83 overall, 2 interceptions, over 100 total tackles. So becoming one of the better, more solid safeties in the NFL today. As we stated already, Dan Bailey, one of the best kickers in the NFL, 93 overall. Then the punter, Chris Jones. Isn't he like a fucking Aussie Rules guy or something weird like that? We just gave him an 80 overall, solid punter. But there you have it, guys. Those are the ratings for the Dallas Cowboys projected for Madden 16. As always, make sure you 30 likes for the next video coming up soonish. 50 likes for the video immediately. Make sure you subscribe to Beast Mode TV. And until next time, guys, it's your boy C4 saying peace out.